So, welcome to our session, Trends and Strategies for E-commerce Success in Food and Beverage. I'm Yendi Alvarez from the World Trade Center Miami. The World Trade Center Miami is the organizer of the America's Food and Beverage Show. Now, for those attending this session, please type your questions in the Q&A and chat boxes, and we will address them at the end of the presentation. Now, please note this session will be recorded and available on the platform within 24 to 36 hours. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Amalia Trocea, Head of Business Development for Media Trends Group. Amalia, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hi, guys. I don't know who's online, to be honest. I see 7 participants. Excellent. So we have a super fun, let's say, an interesting session. We want to make it, let's say, short and simple because we do not know the level of, let's say, know-how of the participants. So we just want to give a small taste of what our participants are able to, let's say, succeed or to create thanks to e-commerce this year and in the next years. Okay, so what I'm going to do is share my screen. Okay, just interrupt me if you guys don't see some slides or if we have technical issues. Okay. Okay, so thank you again for for inviting me today. We will be talking about e-commerce trends in obviously in food and beverage industry because this is why we're here today. Okay, so we know that we're in 2020. It's been, to be honest, one of the most difficult years of my life, and I'm pretty sure that of many of yours too. Okay, of your lives, and we know that we've been facing a lot of changes. Okay. So what's changing, let's say, from the last year till now? Well, first of all, we are forced to do this social distancing. Okay, that's driving us crazy, let's say, but we cannot actually have contact with our loved ones, sometimes with our parents, with our colleagues. We are basically out of touch right now, and we are still have to wait in order to get closer again. Okay. Another change is, of course, that we are, I don't know if I would say we are more clean, but we do have a lot of hygiene precautions right now as a company and also as individuals, okay? We use masks, we sanitize gel and so on. And so we have to take these precautions in order to be able to develop all our activities, okay? To get out of home and so on. We also know that we have these travel restrictions between countries, and this happened to me. This happened to, I suppose, almost all of you. I wasn't able to see my family in Romania this year, and I probably won't be able to do it for some time more. Okay, so we have these travel restrictions that it's important to know that they are most of all for individuals, but not for the B2B environment, which is really good for us. We'll know after that why. Okay, and of course it's hard for us. We are being denied, let's say, to gather in large groups. Okay, and this is actually the reason why we didn't do this. World Trade Center didn't do this event in a physical manner, let's say, but we are meeting here online. Okay, so all the events this year, let's say, are being planned and organized online. So I hope you're seeing this chart. The experts say that we are, it's going to be still hard for us to recover, and we are expecting a new normal starting with 2022 in more than 1 year. Okay. So what we have in common right now, it seems a joke, but it's not, is that we cannot touch each other. Okay, but we still have to keep on living, creating, paying our debts, okay, and actually, I don't know, managing our businesses, keep on creating our life that we dreamed, okay, but in a different way, because I repeat, we are not allowed to interact so close as we were before, okay. So this, we cannot touch each other anymore, this concept. gave access to a whole economy concept, okay, or to a whole new economy model that's called the low touch economy, okay? This low touch economy is actually the new state of our society. I really like the name. Unfortunately, our society right now, it's permanently altered by COVID and by the social crisis we've been facing, and health crisis, and so on. Okay, so this low touch economy, what does it have? It has this low touch interactions. Okay, it has, as I was saying, more health and safety measures. It has many new human behaviors. You're going to see how much we've changed our behavior in such a short time. And it has permanent industry shifts that's affecting all of you today that are participating to this event. Okay. So, well, this is a graphic. It's a huge graphic. We'll also be sending the presentation after the session, so you can take a bigger look at it. Okay, but basically we can see all the areas where this new economy model is let's say changing stuff. Okay, and so one of the industries, or one of the areas where the highest level of change is happening is actually e-commerce. I hope you're seeing it in the high part of the graphic. Okay, so we do actually have a lot of opportunities for us e-commerce. Not just e-commerce usually, but we do have and we are sure that this is going to optimize, this is going to improve a lot all the e-commerce infrastructure during or at least during the next 2 years. Okay, because it's growing a lot, this technology is growing a lot. Okay, so talking about habits, new habits, let's say adoption graphics and curves. Okay, we can see that, for example, in United States, we try to think about a global level. Okay, but we also want to have United States as a reference, because many of us are here in order to make businesses here in United States. Okay, so in US before COVID, we had a third of all the people, they had never shopped online before. Okay, a third of Americans never shopped online before, but right now 25% of them are actually doing online shopping, and are actually doing it quite often, not just once. Okay, they are coming back and buying more. Also, we can see that in 6 months, in I don't know if this covers my graphic. Yeah, I'm gonna change it here. You can also see that in 6 months in United States, the e-commerce had a growth of 5 years. Okay, so for example, the second quarter this year had a growth of almost 45%. Okay, so this is huge. Oh, sorry. Okay, so basically we were already clear before that buying online is the future. A lot of us, especially millennials, young people, were actually saving time and starting to buy more online. And of course, we see ourselves always on the street using digital devices, watching our mobile even when we cross the street. Okay, so we were actually clear that e-commerce is going to be strong, and it was already used before. But right now, and I'm gonna quote what Fizz Global said. Right now, with COVID-19, e-commerce has become much more than this. It's actually an essential component of the modern human, okay, of the modern human being. So it's essential for me, you, and everyone, in order for us to develop or to just implement, or that everything we have to do on a daily basis in our job, in our personal life, and so on. Okay. So what does this mean? This means that companies understanding this are going to start to, of course, invest in e-commerce and digitize their companies, their selling process, and many more. Okay, but since all companies are or will try to adapt to these new, let's say, requirements of the market, this also means that the market is busier. Okay, so it's really important stand up from the crowd, and for your product to actually be able to be bought in or through e-commerce. Okay. So how to win, let's say, this industry in 2021? Right now, we are going to start about the trends that is the reason that actually brought us here. Okay, so let's check the trends in e-commerce for the food and beverage industry and learn a little bit how to start doing business with e-commerce if you didn't do it before, or just to see what's been doing and what's interesting in this area. Okay. So one of the most, let's say, important and impactful trends this year is, of course, this digitization of the B2B environment. Okay, so as I told you, we are always looking watching our cell phones, or I don't know, sending a text, watching social media when we cross the street, when we're waiting in line, and so on. So why wouldn't the professionals that work in this environment, in the B2B environment, why wouldn't they also use this digital environment in order to make their purchases at the job I'm referring, and not in the personal life? Okay, so we have this statistic that's really good. 74% of B2B buyers research at least 50% of their work purchases online. Okay. Also, it's predicted that the e-commerce will deliver 50% of the B2B revenue by 2020 on a global level. Okay, on an international level. Also, after, let's say, creating your online store, whether it's a website, whether it's a simple website, whether it's a marketplace, and so on, of course, you will see that you may have issues if you are not automating and integrating more solutions, let's say, of course. Because you don't just automate the selling process, you also have to integrate your stock, for example, all your supply chain, okay, your inventory, everything has to be also digitalized and integrated with your e-commerce. If you want your business to succeed, if you want to spend less time in actually working, okay, if you want to automate, if you want to spend more resources, grow your profit, and so on. So many of the B2B executives and decision takers, okay, believe that e-commerce integration is one of the top technologies that they need in order for them to succeed. Okay. So this was the, let's say, the first trend, the digitization of the B2B environment, and we are continuing with more trends that hopefully are connected. Okay, so staying in this B2B environment, we want to talk a little bit about marketplaces too. Okay, so if you see here in this graphic, we'll be having a growth of the global marketplace revenues at a global level, as the graphic says it, we'll be having a growth of more than 100%. Okay. Also, another interesting insight is that today, I believe this number is already higher. Today, more than 170,000 new sellers have joined Amazon Marketplace in 2020 in order to sell online. Okay, so we have almost 200,000 companies that created an account on Amazon and are willing to sell their products there, or they're already doing it. Okay, so another super powerful insight is that almost half of all online searches in the United States don't start where you think they start. They start on marketplaces, okay? People go directly to Amazon and search for what they're interested in. They go directly to Etsy if they're interested in some manufactured or more indie, let's say, products. They go directly to eBay if they are looking for something specific. So right now, marketplaces are the searching machines, let's say, for us when we want to buy. Also, it's important to know that if I'm a buyer, okay, and I want to repeat my the products I bought, okay, if I want to buy them again, I'll probably trust more in doing it in a marketplace than in a retail website or another e-commerce, okay? So marketplaces are really strong today. and it surely has to be a part of your marketing strategies and also commercial strategies today if you want to sell online. And we actually believe you should sell online, there's no doubt. As they say in Spanish, sí o sí. Okay, so the next trend, with this we're switching a little bit from B2B to B2C, okay, because it's important, even though we're doing business between ourselves, between companies, it's important also to know how the consumers are being, let's say, affected, and what are they receiving today in terms of B2C, okay? So this other trend is a direct to consumer approach, okay? So we see this big company, that's Pepsi, okay? They have this Frito-Lay area where they do only snacks and chips and so on. So what they did, they bought the domain snacks.com and of course added a shopping cart. And right now you are able to enter snacks.com and to order all the snacks you want that they have from all the brands they have, okay? All the brands they manage, they put them all together in this website, and you can personalize, you can create a monthly box with snacks for you, you can do a one-time purchase. So it's really flexible, but really close to the consumer, and it's a corporate decision, let's say, okay? So we have this direct to consumer approach. Another trend really connected to what I was saying before, this subscription plan, this monthly box, okay, is of course the subscription options that companies are offering today. And it's really interesting because we cannot only, right now, we cannot only choose a plan that's, I don't know, with the box or some products that are being delivered at home. We are also receiving personalized content. And in this situation, content for us is obviously food and alcohol, food and beverage, okay? So you can receive personalized content based on how the brand gets to know you as a customer, okay? So besides receiving my, let's say, a monthly product, I'm also receiving what I like because the brand already knows me, okay? And of course, there are many ways for a brand to know their customers, but this is another conversation. Okay, so we have the subscription plans, and I have really beautiful examples for you. They say, at least in Google, they say HelloFresh is the best subscription plan for meals, okay, for ordering food at home. And what you do is, of course, choose the type of food that you would like to receive at home, depending on your diet. If you are a keto follower, you choose something. If you are vegetarian, vegan, and so on, you choose your meal plans, and they deliver all the ingredients, and actually some of the foods are already prepared. Okay, but the concept of this is fresh and this personalization. Another interesting example is this Wink. While doing a research about best wine companies that use this subscription model, okay, I really like Naked Wines. You can check it later, okay, but I like the process that this company, Wink, actually took information from me and created a personalized box for me, okay, by asking me the following questions. So when I entered the website for the first time, they asked me, Amalia, how do you like your coffee? Light, brown, strong, and so on. How do you like lemon and orange? So they know if I like acidity, you know, for the wine. And so they did a lot of questions, and not related to wine, but professional questions that were allowing them to get to know me better. And when I finished the survey, okay, they prepared 4 wines for me that will be, let's say, put in a box and sent to me. The last thing I have to do is just pay and, of course, enter my my address. Okay. So I really like this kind of examples because we have subscription, we have personalized content, and we actually have joy in a box. Okay. Food crowdsourcing, this may sound, let's say, weird to you. Crowdsourcing is something that's being done since the internet, okay? But right now, food crowdsourcing is actually has its strong game, let's say, okay? For example, boxed.com. You can check this website, and what you can do here is that you create a box, okay, by choosing the products you need for your monthly living, let's say water, snacks, I don't know, salmon, fish, meat, whatever you want, okay? But the best part of this is that you can do a whole purchase together with your friends, with your family, or another group of people. And more products you add in the box, okay, the lower gets the price of the box, okay? So I really like this concept. I believe that, well, I used to live in Chile for a long time, so I believe in Chile, for example, this would work really well, because people there are really willing always to share what they have or what they buy or what they give with the others. They have this mentality of crowdsourcing, let's say, okay? So I really like this concept, and we believe it's one of the trends to watch and also to implement in many markets, okay? Maybe some markets are not ready for this, but Latin America, in my opinion, it is. Okay. SMS, text messages, usually, for example, I know here in United States, it's being used a lot, okay? In other markets, not so much. It's being replaced by WhatsApp. But the idea is that the direct message, okay, is still, let's say, going really strong. And I have a great example. I hope you know Gary Vee. He's like a social media guru, and you can search for him online. Besides converting himself in a social media guru, he actually was trying to sell wine together with his father, and he did more than 2,000 videos on YouTube about wine, okay? So just for you to understand the importance of creating content and the importance of declaring every day what you do, what's your offer, what you do, what's your offer. Okay, so with the time, he started to, of course, have success. Now he's having a lot of businesses, and one of his businesses is this wine text. Okay, it's called wine text. It's just a subscription model where you send your email or your in this case a cell phone number, okay, and what they do is they send you daily an offer on wines, okay? Of course, the offer may be personalized based on the wines you like or not, but the only thing you have to do in order to purchase this wine or this quantity of barrels of wine you want, the only thing you have to do is to just reply with the number of bottles you want, nothing more. When you create the account, for example, they take your address, they take your information. So the only thing for me as a buyer that I have to do is just reply with a number. This is the easiest process, let's say, for me as a user. It doesn't send me to another channel. It doesn't even ask for my credit card, okay? It's just changing a message with, and it's really easy for them to sell. Okay, and to complement this, the importance of the mobile, let's say, of the smartphone in general in the purchase journey, okay, and e-commerce in general, it's important to know that mobile commerce will take a market share of 73% by 2021. So we are stopping. So it looks like we already stopped buying on our desktop, on our computer, okay? Because most of our shopping sprees, let's say, are being done on mobile. Okay, so if you're thinking about creating your e-commerce, or I don't know, selling online, you have to 100% take care of the mobile experience that you're delivering to your user. Okay, another trend, it's called Google Shopping. Many people don't know it. Many marketers also don't know it. Okay. But it exists, and it's really interesting. Basically, what you do is that you don't upload your products on a store that belongs to Google. No, you don't do this. It's not, it doesn't work like Amazon. But when you upload your products on your e-commerce or on some kind of marketplace, Amazon, eBay, and so on, you have to do this SEO, this optimization content work, okay, in order for you to index your products so they are able to be shown in Google, okay, when a user is searching something related to your product. Okay, so for example, searched for food in Google and I went to where it says shopping. You see the label here colored. These are the products that are being, let's say, hosted in other marketplaces or other e-commerces, not on Google. But because I did an excellent SEO content optimization work, they appeared here, and I'm pretty sure that many of them also do paid media on Google, okay, Google advertising, because of course this allows us allows you a powerful way of positioning yourself. Okay, so we talk about Google. Now let's talk about social media. Okay, we see more and more brands starting to sell on, well, Facebook at the beginning, and right now Instagram. And I actually really like the buying process on Instagram. I believe it's really simple. Okay, so what we can see here, it's Tequila Patron. This is the first brand that started to sell alcohol on Instagram. Of course, selling alcohol has to be there are a lot of laws that you have to respect, you know, it depends on the country, the market, and so on. But Tequila Patron is the first brand to sell alcohol on Instagram. And I also have here some examples of Little Lemon. This is your restaurant. This is a restaurant, sorry. And you can actually order on this restaurant inside the stories, okay? Or even reserve a spot at the table, or buy whatever you need. Okay, so what we are facing right now is the ease, the facility to just see what my friends are doing. Okay, opening Instagram, seeing a content I really like of this restaurant I'm following. Wow, this brunch looks excellent, I'm gonna order it. And so you press the order sticker, sorry, that the brand attaches in its story, and it's done. Okay, Instagram already has a lot of information about you, so the brand probably won't ask you for some information, but I'm pretty sure you'll have to enter your credit card details when you do this purchase. Okay, it's not like the test message when you just have to reply with a number. Okay, but it's really easy to buy, and of course, let's be honest, really appealing. And also the stories, usually it's important for you to know that the stories are in social content, one of the contents that most convert and most engage with users. Okay, Instagram stories. Okay, another trend is voice command. Okay, many of us have Amazon Alexa, Google Home, or other devices. Okay, what's important to know is that this is a trend that, even though it's not so understood, let's say, by many marketers, because okay, how do I get Alexa to send the user to my website and so on? Well, you have to create some apps and integrate it in the App Store or Google Store and so on, you know. But it's really important to know that 1 in 5 smart speaker owners use voice commerce. And what do? They can add an item to their shopping cart, okay, and see later if they can buy it or not. They can research or ask information about an item they want to buy. Alexa, what do you think about well, the reviews say this, you know. And so you start interacting with the robot, and while you, I don't know, chop onion, you know, you already have made your purchase decision. Okay, you can reorder an item you have previously purchased. This is really easy, at least on Amazon. It's really easy to reorder and order new products just by talking to Alexa. Okay, and so we have this let's say emerging trend, and if you want to, let's say, cover many channels for your commerce strategy, you can take into consideration the voice command. Okay, so well, I left some, as I told you, I wanted this session to be short and simple, and I hope we also have time for questions. But in order to take some conclusions, okay, about e-commerce, about digitization, about what's coming in the next year, it's really important to understand that this environment and the development of the e-commerce and on selling online and doing all your activities online, this is going to grow. It's not going to stop in 2021, okay? So if you don't start to sell online, you will probably die in a short in a short while, okay? So at least try to let's say check all your options and start with the cheapest ones. Let's say, for example, start selling on Instagram. It's not hard. You don't have to invest a lot. The apps offer you all the infrastructure, let's say, you need. You just have to have beautiful pictures of your products and to create great content. Okay, so if you don't start digitalizing your selling process, you will probably die in a short time. Another conclusion is that it's important to remember, let's say, is that the business-to-business environment must learn from the B2C environment and how to approach the buyers, okay? We know that usually when we try to do business, when we try to sell, we use the email and probably the phone and sometimes even the fax. And this is even though they are professionals' way of let's say communicating, it's really important to understand that you must create content for your B2B buyers, okay? You must also have a social media account, let's say, for the professionals to find you there, probably LinkedIn, okay? So you must treat your B2B public as it was the final buyer, okay? Because at the end of the day, we're interacting with humans, okay, with people, and we already saw that they are using social media, they have emotions, they are not able to interact with the others, okay? So it's all down to the human experience, delivering this human experience into the B2B environment, okay? Also, on the other hand, B2C must learn from the B2B environment in delivering what we've been, let's say, having issues in delivering to our users, to our customers. For example, there are a lot of e-commerces, a lot of brands that don't have so much transparency on their, let's say, shipping process. They don't even inform you, okay? Or the customer service is really, really poor, or the transactions are failing a lot, or the payment methods are not the needed one. So from this, B2C must learn a lot from the, let's say, way of being professional that this other environment has, B2B, okay? Also, whether you're addressing yourself directly to the customer, whether you're doing business, B2C, B2B, doesn't matter, you must create content. It is really important. This is why we're here today. And if you think about the event is actually a piece of content, okay? This American Food and Beverage Show is actually a piece of content created by World Trade Center in order to connect with you, okay? And in order for you brands and professionals to understand the opportunities that you could have by working with World Trade Center. And so each type of environment needs its own content, okay? Of course, adapted to the public, to the age, and so on. But never try to, let's say, sell or do business today without having a little bit of exposure and delivering some content. Okay. And also, whatever you're selling online today, it's really important. And I believe you know this, especially if you live in the United States. It's really important to know that reviews are everything, okay? And also the user-generated content is really important. And many times this, we call it UGC. This user-generated content, it's actually more powerful and expresses more or gives more trust, let's say, to the user than the own brand's content, okay? So try to, let's say, receive this kind of reviews and content from your users whenever you're selling something, okay? Show it, do content with it, create Instagram posts, whatever you need, take interviews, testimonials, okay? But do show how your customers are happy with you. And one last thing, and after that, we can have some questions, I hope so. Well, by 2040, okay, 95% of shopping will be made online, will be facilitated by e-commerce, okay? So this is a show sign that this is the direction. It doesn't mean you have to abandon other commercial directions, but here you have to put your, let's say, your money too, okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amalia. That was a wonderful presentation. Now, we did run a little bit over time, so we don't have time for Q&As, but what we do have, we'll send and forward to you with the contact information so that you can address them directly.
Thank you so much.
Well, that concludes this session. I thank you all for attending, and give us a few minutes to get the other session started following after this.
Thank you.
Thank you.